Darren and I were growing up on the farm, it seemed like every farmer was purchasing his crop protection products and even his fertilizer, seed, everything. It was maybe the middle of the winter and a lot of stuff was purchased in the spring. Well, today you find a lot of seed that's sold in the fall. You find a tremendous amount of fertilizer that's sold in the fall. And our topic today, crop protection products, is now a good time to buy your crop protection products. There are a lot sold right now. So we want to talk a little bit about the do's and don'ts of buying your crop protection products here in September.
Let me give you just a few takeaways from our Ag PhD field day that we had this summer. I talked to so many growers from around the country that said, wow, I know I have to use a pre-emerge herbicide on all my acres next year to fight these resistant weeds and tough to control weeds that I've got, regardless of what trait package I plant in the field. I totally agree with them. I feel the same way on our farm, and I don't think we have a huge weed problem on our farm. We've been doing a good job controlling weeds for years, but I do know this, where we used a pre-emerge herbicide, weed control was easier all through the summer. So you know exactly how many acres that you're going to farm next year. I certainly think the pre-emerge herbicide you know you're going to use. So when is the best time of year to buy it? When is it the cheapest and when are the deals? That's when I want to buy my pre's.
Okay, is that going to happen right now? Probably not. Most of the pre's you can't buy now because they don't have the pricing out, they don't have the programs out. Here's the main reason why there are some deals in September. It's because of products like Roundup. Roundup, for example, is produced in certain plants 365 days out of the year, 24/7, 365. So what happens when it gets to fall and a lot of people stop using Roundup? Where does the Roundup go? Does Monsanto have enough storage for all the Roundup? No way. So it has to go out to dealers, and in some cases it has to go out to farmers. Well, in order for those things to happen, you know, for you or me, why would we buy our Roundup now? The only reason we'd buy our Roundup now is because it's cheap. So Monsanto has to incentivize you and me and the entire channel to buy it now. So those are the types of products that I would be looking at. And there are some bulk herbicides right now that are going to have pricing. There are very few package products. Like Darren's mentioning pre's, I think about Authority. Am I going to be able to buy that in the fall? Probably not. No price, no program. Same thing with Metribuzin, same thing with the yellows. There are a lot of these products you probably can't buy, but what we're getting at here is you want to at least be shopping around right now, find out if there are any deals, because Roundup, for example, in September, if I compare September price to June price, you know, in the spring, right when I need to spray it, on average, it's been a 25% savings buying in September. 25% over the last 6 or 7 years. That's a big deal.
All right, here's the thing. There are some considerations you have to have really anytime you buy product, but especially when you're buying it in the fall. You definitely need to be buying from a reputable dealer that you can trust because you're giving them money right now, and some of this product you may not use until spring. Like you talk about Roundup. If it's a great time to buy Roundup, well, I'm going to spray Roundup next May and June. Well, if you're going to buy it that far in advance, you have to make sure that your money is safe, so when you go to pick up product, it's going to be there. Now, speaking of that product, let's just say you decide, you know what, I'm going to raise more Liberty Link acres next year, but I spent money early buying Roundup. You want to be able to exchange that for something that you actually want. So if you change your plans at some point during the year, you want to be able to switch product out and still get that early discount.
A lot of these programs right now are actually take programs. Like I said, the companies are looking for storage space. They need you to take the product. Well, if you're going to take the product, make sure it's in a place that you're not going to damage it, that you have a product that can freeze. Otherwise, if it can't freeze, you have to keep that in heated storage, and that you have insurance on it on your farm. So just use a little bit of common sense there, and it shouldn't be a big deal. We've worked with farmers over the years that have stored lots of product. They picked it up in the fall, used it the following spring. Everything's just fine, but just take a few precautions, ask the right questions, and make sure you're getting the appropriate deal for your farm.
Some of the fall crop protection products you may purchase could be to control our weed of the week. We'll show you how to stop it coming up next.